The moment I unlocked the front door, I knew something was wrong. The lights in my small house in Cedar Rapids, Iowa were already on, even though I clearly remembered turning them off before leaving for work. My heart pounded as I stepped inside, expecting the worst, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Sitting quietly on my old gray couch was my ex-girlfriend's mother, Eleanor, holding a worn suitcase in her lap. Tears filled her tired eyes as she looked at me and whispered that she had nowhere else to go. Before we continue, if you believe kindness can change lives and that everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video. Leave a comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories that stay with you long after they end. For several seconds, I couldn't speak. It had been almost 3 years since my relationship with Rebecca ended. We had once planned a future together, but misunderstandings, pride, and different dreams slowly pulled us apart. The breakup was painful, and after that day I never spoke to Rebecca again. Her mother had always treated me like family, yet seeing her sitting in my living room felt impossible. She looked smaller than I remembered, her once confident smile replaced by exhaustion and heartbreak. Eleanor explained that life had fallen apart faster than anyone expected. Rebecca had accepted a job in another state months earlier, believing it would give her mother a better future. But things did not work out. Financial struggles, unexpected medical expenses, and rising rent left them with impossible choices. Rebecca had moved into a tiny apartment provided by her employer, one that allowed no guests. Eleanor refused to become a burden, so she quietly packed a suitcase and boarded a bus without telling anyone except a neighbor who remembered my address. As I listened, old memories flooded my mind. I remembered Sunday dinners around Eleanor's table where laughter echoed through the house. I remembered how she encouraged me after I lost my first job, reminding me that failure was only a chapter, never the whole story. Back then, she believed in me more than I believed in myself. Looking at her now, I realized life had reversed our roles. I made her a warm cup of tea and prepared the guest room that had become little more than a storage space. That night, neither of us slept much. I could hear quiet sobs through the hallway, and each one reminded me how quickly life can humble anyone. Pride disappears when survival becomes the only goal. The following weeks changed both of us. Eleanor insisted on helping around the house. She cooked meals that filled every room with comforting aromas and planted colorful flowers in the neglected front yard. The house slowly felt alive again. Neighbors began stopping by to compliment the garden, unaware of the silent pain hidden behind Eleanor's gentle smile. One evening, I finally asked the question that had been sitting in my heart since she arrived. I wondered why she had chosen my home instead of asking relatives for help. Eleanor smiled sadly and admitted that many people had disappeared when life became difficult. She told me that true family is not always connected by blood. Sometimes it is found in people who choose compassion, even after heartbreak. Those words stayed with me for days. Months passed, and Eleanor slowly regained her confidence. She found a part-time job at the local library, where children loved listening to her read stories aloud. Watching her smile again reminded me that healing often begins with the smallest opportunities. Meanwhile, I also changed. The bitterness I had carried since the breakup slowly faded. Helping someone who had once helped me filled an empty place inside my own heart. Then, one rainy Saturday afternoon, there was another unexpected knock at my door. Standing outside was Rebecca. She looked older, not because of age, but because of regret. She had finally learned where her mother was staying. Tears streamed down her face before she even stepped inside. Mother and daughter embraced for what felt like forever. No one rushed the moment. Years of pain, guilt, and misunderstanding melted into quiet forgiveness. Rebecca apologized for everything that had happened. She admitted that she had been too proud to ask for help and too ashamed to contact me after our painful separation. I realized I had also been holding on to resentment that served no purpose. We talked honestly for hours, not about getting back together, but about the importance of forgiveness and gratitude. Eleanor watched us with peaceful eyes. She later admitted that she never came to my house hoping to reunite us. She came because she remembered the kind man who once treated her family with respect. In her darkest moment, kindness was the only address she trusted. As the seasons changed, Eleanor saved enough money to rent a small apartment. Close to the library, Rebecca transferred to a nearby office so they could rebuild their lives together. Before moving out, Eleanor handed me a handwritten letter. She thanked me for proving that compassion is stronger than broken relationships, and that goodness never truly disappears. Some people simply need someone willing to remind them it still exists. If this story has touched your heart so far, please like this video, share it with someone who believes in hope.